Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at Pocono for race number 12 on Season 1 of the NRSL Asus Republic of Gamers Truck Series. Tony and Green. What is wrong with me? Tony Green, 5th in points, will start on the pole. Danny Jones starts 2nd. Martin Suarez and John Arndt in row 2. Keith Rich, JT Bryant, they are row 3. Nick Smith and Chandler Cottle in row 4, with Marty Johnson and Dejan Weeks in row 5. We have a ton of hometown drivers here today. The 21 of Philip Parker, the 40 of Adam Sampson, the 45 of Kev Shearer, and the 84 Zachary Fitzwater. So 4 hometown drivers here in the field today. Should be interesting. Eric Benson still your points leader. Flickinger missed the race last week at Eldora, but only lost 1 point to Benson since Benson finished in 30th. Flickinger 12 points behind the points leader. Mendez and Merkel are both 30 back, with Green, who's on the pole, 40 points back. 2 bubble drivers are Matt Thiessen, 18th in points, and Wade Brummer, 25th in points. Thiessen has 14 points over 26th, with Brummer only having a 2-point cushion. Drivers outside the top 25 with a win. Adam Samsel sits 14 points back, with John Arndt 54 points back. Other chasers are Alexander Rowe, LJ Toledo, Philip Goldberg, and Dylan Young, all with wins. Dejan Weeks, besides Benson, Merkel, and Green, is the last driver in the chase without a win. He has a 3-point cushion over Eli Bright, 13 over Danny Jones, 14 Charles Sanford, Fitzwater 20 back, Anderson 22 back, and Zach Rogers 25 back. So that's what the points looks like. Let's go trackside to see the command to fire engines. So, as we get ready to go green for this long pace lap, Alexander Rowe has won the last 2 races straight. He won his heat race and won Eldora last week. So here he is, starting in a bit of the field on the inside line. We know Pocono from the Cup Series race a few months ago, about a month and a half ago. Your passing zones are really going to be in turns 2 and 3. With these trucks with less power, it might just be turn 2. I'm not 100% sure. We'll find out, but it's sure to be interesting. So let's go through the other hometown drivers here and see where they are. There's Philip Parker starting on the outside lane. Adam Samsel also outside. Kev Shearer on the inside. He's behind Phil Parker there. And Zachary Fitzwater also on the inside, but starting 37th, so a bit of the ways back there. This should be a decently interesting 20-lap event. I'm not sure really completely what to expect here for the trucks. Next week is going to be really unpredictable as well, not next week, tomorrow will be really unpredictable as the Cup drivers are at a new track in New Jersey known as Meadowlands. That's a 2-mile track with about 3 different corners. Turns 1 and 2 are the same. Or rather, you could just probably call it turn 1, even though it's an oval. Turn 1 and 2, same banking. Turn 3 is completely different. And then turn 4 also different, with a wide tri-oval front stretch, which is flat. So that'll be interesting. But anyway, green flag is out here at Pocono. After today, only 4 races will remain until the chase field is set for the Truck Series. And Keith Rich, wasting no time, is going to make it 3 wide. And the trucks can actually hold it in turn 1. And Keith and Suarez are banging doors as John Arndt clears. So the bottom 2 lanes will hold even, it seems, in turn 1. That less horsepower draft is going to be a lot more effective, as let's see what happens into turn 2. Remember, this can be the kill corner. Good job that time by as Tony Green started on the pole, has fallen back to 3rd. We'll try to get 2nd place back here on John Arndt. But it looks like Danny Jones will lead the first lap after starting on the outside row in second place. Mostly 2 wide, some 3 wide. Keith Rich not giving up quite yet on the bottom, but now we see that the high side does get a good run off of turn 1. So Nick Smith up to third, making a move for second on Tony Green. He'll take that spot. Nick Smith raced at his hometown track, raced his way in via the last chance qualifier. And now as he's here at Pocono looking for a win. We talked about some of the guys outside, just outside that, as wow, Smith went from 5th to 2nd in 1 lap. He's got a hot rod there. Now he's going to look for the lead on Danny Jones at the turn 1. But as I was saying, we have drivers without wins looming outside the Chase field. Right now, we've had 10 different winners, 2 of which are outside the top 25. That means 8 winners get in. As Keith Rich is going to make a move here on Nick Smith for second. 3 of those non-winners are top 5 in points. Now, as we mentioned, Dejan Weeks is the last. Oh, and Martin Suarez just got spun. Oh, and he only clips the inside wall. Caution's out. And they are all jumbled up back here. Holy crap. But Suarez just got turned there. I don't know who that was, but Danny Jones is your race leader here as we complete lap 3. Before we go look at the wreck, as I was saying, Dejan Weeks' last car in the chase right now without a win. Still, besides the points leader, there's still 3 slots open for winners right now with the way the points are. Danny Jones is one of those guys. He's in 11th in points. If he could get a win here today, that would be huge for this race team. With only 4 races left. Making sure nobody's running anybody over. It doesn't look like that is the case. So let's take a look and see what exactly just happened to Martin Suarez, because it looked like he got turned off of the corner. We're going to go into a special camera here. See if we can see exactly what happened. It might have been JT Bryant. So on JT Bryant's roof camera, oh, he might have had some help from Johnny Gardner. Oh yeah, Suarez came down and Gardner was there. And Suarez just gets turned. He's lucky he wasn't turned any earlier. He could have hit the wall that juts out right there, and that would have been heavy damage. Instead, he's just going to slide the back right rear into the wall and slide along the wall and through the grass, and that will hopefully keep him in contention. But that's a tough break. He was in 11th place. He'll be restarting at the tail. Getting ready to go back green flag racing. Marty Johnson is your race leader. Some people elected not to pit, so Johnson is first, Sekuli second, Alexander Rowe is third. Remember, he's won 2 straight races. Philip Parker fourth, Qualls fifth, Gardner sixth, Anderson seventh, Fitzwater eighth, Benson ninth, and Tyler Merkel 10th. The last car to stay out was Jonathan Soil, and Danny Jones is 13th place. And apparently some issue for the 7 of Keith Rich. He has fallen a lap down. Not positive what happened to the 7, but he is racing his way through turn 2, just about full speed, trying to catch up. He's probably not going to make it. We've got 13 to go, and this is going to get interesting. The main question being is if these trucks that stayed out have to pit or not. You can see a lot of people making moves. Rowe's going to be one of them. Sekuli holds the high side for the most part. Same with Philip Parker. Let's see what happened to Keith Rich. Yeah, he's really out of range here. Marty Johnson leads them through turn 2. Remember, that's the danger zone. Oh, and Matt Thiessen just slammed the outside wall. No caution. But he just slammed it. He's smoking. Henry Williams had nowhere to go. The 99 is smoking. I'm not sure what just happened there. It looked like he got turned and got turned straight up into the wall. We'll have to take a replay at that some point. Marty Johnson still leading. Julius Anderson, another of those guys in good point standings that if he gets a win, it could be huge for them. I'm not seeing a lot of difference between 3-lap old tires and fresh tires right now. That might change in a couple laps if they stay green. Johnson is your leader as we'll look at TV2 again. Thiessen has retired. They lost the camshaft when they nailed the wall. And Henry Williams has also received significant damage, it seems. He might have been the truck with the 99 that hit the wall, and he's fallen completely off the pace. Philip Parker into 5th place, I should say. Johnson still leads. Sekuli and Rowe are still right on his bumper. And Sekuli is right tucked behind the 33. Rowe jumped to the inside, and he's going to get out drafted here. We'll see what this does. Sekuli's looking to that left rear quarter panel. He's there. Oh, and Dylan Young just got turned down the track. Hard impact. Caution's out. Dylan Young just got turned down to that death wall we talked about. So at the halfway mark, Marty Johnson will lead him to the second caution of the race. That was an awful lick. When Kev Shearer is really slow here, he might have got some heavy damage, but Dylan Young's truck is destroyed. And let's take a look at what happened. We're going to take a new clip because I got to look and see what happened to the 99 too. Okay, so this is what happened to Thiessen. This was on the restart lap. And it looks like he just took turn 2 too hard and just couldn't quite clear the 50. And he's going to get turned straight up to the wall and hard lick for the 99. You can see the 50 got some significant damage there too. That would knock Thiessen out of the race. Now let's see if we can find what happened to Dylan Young. So let's see, does Dylan Young do something similar with the 13 of Emmanuel Hartnett? Or, I'm sorry, that's James Shelley. Oh, Shelley got loose. He cuts down. Young gets into him. Oh, man, they're rubbing fenders right here. You can see Shelley's just trying not to wreck it on the corner. And then Dylan's just going to bounce off of him, and the 45's there. That saves Shelley, but not Dylan Young, and this is going to be violent. And his truck got stuck in the wall and gets flipped over. It's a hard look, and something happened to Kev Shearer after this. He might have got spun by someone. Let's see, he's going. Oh, Martin Suarez just turned down right into him. And wow, holy crap, all 4 tires off the ground for the 45. That might have been some Ford payback. He might have not liked what he saw there. And he knew he's already got some aero damage with that back end bent up. He might have, it's kind of 50-50. It looked intentional, but it also looked accidental. So maybe some Ford conspiracy here going on in the Truck Series, but let's get you to that race restart. Getting ready to go back green flag racing. That's not what Dylan Young needed. He just got himself back into the top 15. That's really going to hurt him. He's out of the race, and so is Kev Shearer. These guys haven't pit yet. Marty Johnson still leads. Joshua Sekuli second. Alexander Rowe third. Zachary Fitzwater is fourth. James Qualls fifth. Philip Parker sixth. Ace Fado seventh. Anderson 8th, Merkel 9th, and Eric Benson 10th. So Benson trying to rebound after a poor finish last week. If Rowe wins, if Rowe gets the top 5 here, it's really going to help him. He's already jumped up to 6th in points. You just might see him clock into the top 5 in points. 6 laps remaining. Green flag back out. Can they keep it green to the end? Fitzwater's going to make a move on Rowe. We might just see our 11th different winner on the season. Johnson holding large there. Rowe's going to get a good run. Qualls is going to actually get a good run and pass Zachary Fitzwater, who's almost tried to cut off Philip Parker right there. Watch them through turn 2. The danger corner. Oh, and James Qualls got wrecked. The field has nowhere to go. Oh, Jonathan Sorlin. Huge one at Pocono. Tony Green. Oh, my gosh. Alexander Rose involved. He just got flipped over by Nick Smith. The big one. Wade Brummer's got massive damage. Marty Johnson leads them back. I don't know if the race will end or not. It's 5 to go. We might get a one-lap shootout. I'm not positive. Holy crap. What a mess. You had to think it was going to happen sooner or later with this race getting so close to the end. That's the danger corner. People love to throw in deep into turn 2. And that time it cost about 10 trucks. Sorlin's done. Mendez, Qualls, Arndt, Flickinger, Samsel, Rowe. We talked about trying to go 3 in a row. Keith Rich, Tony Green, the pole sitter. Sanford's got heavy roof damage. And Toledo's around. And they're going to stack up. More people are going to get damaged. Nick Smith is going to stack up, man. And we're going to lose about half the field. There's going to be nobody left. Let's take a look at what the heck just happened. That was crazy. That started with, I think, James Qualls and Alexander Rowe. See, right here, they're going to go high. Okay, so Qualls is going to make a move into turn 2. Yep, and you can see that truck sliding up. Rowe's holding his line. He's coming down maybe a bit. No, he's mostly holding that line. Qualls just completely overshot, just like Thiessen did, and right into the wall. And they are at the front of the field. There is nowhere for these people to go. You see Philip Parker hit the brakes. He barely makes it through. And Jonathan Sorlin is going to hit Alexander Rowe. And this is what starts it. There's Goldberg, Chris Dodd, Tony Green. Some of these guys actually going to hit that inlet. Tony Green is one of them. Slams the inside wall. This is what blocks the track. Samsel's got nowhere to go. Sanford, you can see him getting off the ground. There's more damage up ahead. Let's see if we can go back up to where Sorlin is, because this is where a lot of this stuff happened here. So Sorlin makes the contact. So we saw everything behind from Rowe and Tony Green. But there's Philip Goldberg, Chris Dodd making contact. You see these guys are spinning up here. There's still more guys making it through this wreck. But Sorlin hits at a hard angle right off the wall. And, oh man, Edwin Mendez has nowhere to go. He gets side slammed there. That gets JT Bryan involved. There's Wade Brummer making contact. There's Deshaun Weeks gets slammed in the right rear. And at this point, the track is blocked. You have nowhere to go. We saw Flickinger on pit road. There's Quentin Moore, and what happened there? Because Flickinger was down pit road, and I don't know. I guess he got damaged somewhere, and I didn't see where. But that was insane. Zach Rogers, who was 30th, I think, got through that scotch-free. I'm going to take an onboard with him because he gets, like, no damage, I think. Let's watch this. Oh, he gets into the 08 of Eli Bright just a bit, but he's got no damage, so that's crazy. But let's get to the race restart if there is one. It's happening. One lap shootout. White flag, checkers or wreckers. It's what it's going to come down to. Drivers out of the race from that incident: Keith Rich, Jonathan Zorlin, Tony Green, Alexander Rowe, Adam Samsel, Edwin Mendez, James Qualls, John Arndt, didn't need that. Wade Brummer didn't need that. Martin Swartz, Nick Smith, Charles Sanford, Henry Williams, and Philip Goldberg. Only 22 trucks are going to finish this race unless they have another big wreck in turn 2. But let's see what happens here, you know, one lap. This is the top 5 have not won this season. Merkel is 4th in points, but the rest, they're nowhere on the map. I'm not sure if they're outside the top 25 or what, but a win will get them in the picture. And this crazy Pocono race can be put in the books. I prepare to write down an aim. Just to let everyone know, trucks are off next week as Cup heads to Watkins Glen. But let's get this race in the books first. Green flag and white flag out. One lap to go. Fitzwater's going to make a move on Sekuli. That might help him get a better run on the 33. I'm not sure. Sekuli, oh, Fitzwater did not quite get there. He's going to lift. Remember, these guys have not pit all race. Does Sekuli have enough? He doesn't seem to have enough draft. He's got to make a move. Probably right here almost. Oh, he's going to slide under in the middle of turn 2. No wreck. Johnson's got draft from Fitzwater, though. Sekuli stuck side by side with Fitzwater. That is going to seal the deal. Marty Johnson is going to win at Pocono on strategy. And that makes it look like all the people that pit on lap 3 pit for nothing. Unbelievable. Marty Johnson, the 11th different winner for the Truck Series season. All but notches himself a spot in the chase. What a race. Joshua Sekuli, second. Hometown guy, Fitzwater, gets third. Julius Anderson got 4th. Tyler Merkel, 5th. Johnny Gardner, 6th. Grayson Hayes Fatal, 7th. Eric Benson, your points leader, got 8th. With Philip Parker, 9th, another hometown guy. And Danny Jones rounds out the top 10. Well, that's it, guys. In 2 weeks, Truck Series will head to Michigan. That should be an insane race. But for now, Cup Series at Meadowlands and then Watkins Glen. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for Meadowlands. It should be a blast.